We'll take a look at the element slope tool, element side slope tool. First of all, I want to define this side element here, or the current graphic as a side element. What I'm going to do is drape it onto the ground with an offset height of 50 using the minimum elevation option. So I go and select that and click apply. So it now created the element side slope. This tool allows us to work from an existing side element or series of side elements and create slope elements that may be at a defined user slope. There are also some options for limits and benching. Let's take a look at these in different steps. First of all, we'll just look at the defined slope option, where we can slope to an object for a delta horizontal, for a delta vertical, or to an elevation. Let's slope to the object, ground 1. We'll use 1-to-1 side slopes. Let's set a symbology that we can see easily. Okay. Select the element. There is the option to set feature types, to close the element, to use association, but let's just go with some simple settings to start with. Click the side to set. You want to slope inside as opposed to outside. Click apply. Let me take a look at this. You can now see that an element has been created. This element has been created basically on the ground 1. And what occurs, if I go to the object edit and display the triangles, okay, turn off these. You can see that we have this triangulation in here. What occurs is that we produce radials from the current element down to at perpendicularly inside until they hit existing ground. Where they hit existing ground, we draw this toe of slope. So analysis profiles, if we take a look at a profile cut through here somewhere, we'll take a look at the object ground. So the existing ground object will be in red. We'll add that to the list. And I want to look at the side element that we're currently working with. Okay, add that to the list. And if I just cut a profile through here, I can see that we've gone from the outer element that was originally created and projected down until it's hit the ground object. That is how our slope element was created. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other options. I'll just delete that slope element out of there. Now, if I set a limit, a horizontal limit or a vertical limit of 10, what this says is if I don't hit the object ground 1 before I've gone a vertical offset of 10, then just draw the line in at the vertical location, or draw the element in at the vertical location. So let's try that. Set side and apply, and we'll see that the slope element was actually created. Sorry, the limit element was created. The slope element didn't get created because at no time was the existing ground less than 10 feet below our original element. Okay, now there's a benching option as well. So let's remove this and we'll take a look at the benching option. What the benching option says is if you hit the limit, create a bench, in this case a flat plateau, 5, and then go the vertical, then try and shoot down to existing ground again. Let's try this guy and apply. F5. Now what it's done is created a series of side slopes and benches until it has hit existing ground. So if we take a look at the profiles for this now, we can see that, let me change the distortion to say 2-to-1, we can see that it's come down 10, hasn't hit existing ground, so it's created a bench of 5, come down 10, hasn't hit existing ground. It continues like this until it hits existing ground. You'll notice that the left and the right hand sides, or the northern and southern edges, are different. We'll continue to look at the Elements side slope tool. Currently I have these 5 disconnected elements in an object called Building 3. Turn on the display and see that the elements are in there. Let's take a look at the ability to close the elements. Again, I'm going to shoot side slope to the ground object at 1:1 slopes. I'm going to select the elements, which are these disjointed or disconnected side elements. Set the side, point outside, click apply. It'll create the elements for us. And note the element that is created is a closed shape. Had this toggle been turned off, the elements would not have been created as a closed shape. Just show that quickly. Set the side, reselect. Let's go back and select those again. Set the side and click apply, and the create element has a gap in it, basically the gap at the start of these elements.